Yes, sir. We are in the building. Second Acts is back, and I am on deck. And without question, from the hot state of Louisiana,
New Orleans to be exact.
New Orleans to be exact. You know what I'm saying? The dirty. You know what I'm saying? What do they call it down there?
Man, New Orleans, man. That's it, man.
It's called
Chopper
New Orleans.
City.
Chopper, there you go. Straight from Chopper City. You know what I'm saying? One of his best and finest Wallstreet trapper.
What's good, brother? Glad to be here, man.
Man, it's a privilege and an honor to have you, man. Beyond being super busy, but when I call you to say, yo, I need you to sit down because Second Acts is a podcast that's going inside. It's going to touch hundreds of thousands of people, men and women. And then the other thing is, it's not just for people inside. There are going to be people who are at home, people who are in the street, who came home. Then there's people who ain't never been to jail. They're just trapped in their own mind and their own life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a bum job or addiction or whatever, that's going to hear this. I mean, you about to touch lives. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we here for, man. You know, I just always try to use my purpose and what I've been through, man, just to touch people. I know I always say it's more us than them.
So before we get to the Wallstreet trapper part,
Dig.
I want to hear the first part of your journey. Because as you say, journey.
Yeah. So early, man, I saw my moms get shot when I was 9. Like, I was probably like 100 yards away from that. We were living in the 8th Ward in New Orleans. My mom was in the street. She was hustling. And just some revenge things. Like, in New Orleans, we talking like 94, 93. This was like when New Orleans had the murder capital back to back to back, right?
You're 9 years old. You standing outside in the park.
No, I was on the porch chilling.
On the porch chilling. You watching moms out and just
late
chilling.
At night, yeah. She late. She, maneuvering.
She out there chilling.
Yeah.
And somebody comes through. And shoots at her, or she gets caught in the crossfire?
No, that was her. That was for her. Yeah, that was for her. So my mom was like a gangster for real. Like, she was getting busy. Again, fight her own demons, man.
Right.
But, she was robbing, she was jacking, she was hustling, she was pimping. You know what I'm saying? So she was just getting busy. And so that was my introduction to the game. Like, at a young age, like, I saw it first.
So what was that like living in that house?
So I actually didn't live with my mom's. My grandmother had me.
Because she was out
there. My mom was getting busy. But I used to, as a kid, like, you don't really understand, like, safe havens when you're young. You just want to be where the action at. Like, so moms was, like, giving me everything I wanted. Like, at this time, it was, like, Fila's and Adidas. Moms made sure I was good. She had the Nintendos over there. So, she kind of let me do what I wanted to do over there. And I think for her, it was just, like, I remember her saying it one time. She was like, if anybody going to introduce my boy to the streets, I'm going to show it to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, I understood the mindset as I got older because that's all we knew, right? That was the only thing around us, right? So my grandmother kind of saw things different. She was an entrepreneur, but she was in the streets before because she did Fed time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My grandmother did Fed time. So she kind of wanted something different, right? So she was like, nah, like, you can't do that. So that was always a wall.
Between mom and daughter.
Like, she snatching me all the time. Like, nah, get that boy out of there. But mom was like, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he gonna learn it, he gonna learn it the right way. Like, I'm gonna teach him how to maneuver. And after that happened, maybe like a year later, she got shot again.
Okay, let's go back to the first. She gets shot. They put her in the ambulance, take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
She eventually come home.
She come back.
And you're like, okay. And
we good.
Did she change your life?
No. She got busy. That was she got back in the streets. Like, so that situation had to be, dealt with on whatever level. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, okay,
So she's back out there hustling.
She back doing her thing. Like, they don't stop nothing. Like, it's, in the streets is, and again, it's a mindset that I adapted. Like, once you get shot, it's not I quit. It's, now I got to show y'all ain't making me quit. Like, I'm here.
I'm doubling down.
I'm a force. I'm going to double down on it. You know what I'm saying? And that was her mindset. Like, yo, all right, cool. That's what we doing? All right, cool. We going to double down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, shit. So I'm watching moms go through that. So I'm like, okay. We don't run, we double down. Like, we just get busy, we get more active.
So she got shot again.
So the next time she got shot was 3 times.
Was she in the same area?
Same area, yeah.
So she went on the same block?
No, you don't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere.
So she gets shot in the same neighborhood a year later?
Maybe like a year or 2 later, yeah, in that same, yep. So she got shot again.
Back to the ambulance?
Back to the ambulance.
Back to the hospital.
Come home.
Did she change this time?
No. She get back
Triple
busy.
down.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. And then she wound up going to the jail. So her door got kicked in. So she got caught with like 9 ounces. When they kicked the door, and she just kept it solid. You know what I'm saying? So she did like a 4-5 year stretch. So Now I'm like on the streets, but I lived with my grandmother for a while.
Like what I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Where's Dad?
No, I never met dude. Crazy story though. 2018, my mom's called me, and she was like, "Yo, your daddy want to see you." I'm like, "My dad? I got a 2-year-old at this point, right?"
Right.
I'm like, "Nah, yo, like, I don't need to see him." So she was like, "Yeah, he on his deathbed. He want to see you before he died." And I was like, "He gotta die then." I was like, "I don't want to live with that. Like, that's on him. He not about to make peace with God in his life on his deathbed, and I gotta live with this."
Right.
I'm like, I'm 30. I was at this. I'm like 32, 33. I'm like, man, I've made every sacrifice I had to make for my child. At this point in my life, I done gave up the streets. I done did everything. I don't understand how a man can't be there for his kid. Cause I made every sacrifice. Like, I left Atlanta, got back to New Orleans, went to Lake Charles. I was traveling, working so I can be close to my little one. So if I'm making the sacrifices, I ain't nothing you can tell me why you ain't never, you know what I'm saying, reach out to me. So I'm like, nah, he gotta die with that. That's on him. And I ain't feel no kind of way about it. Like, she was like, you can't be like that. I'm like, shit, you can't tell me how to be.
Right.
Like, you don't know what I dealt with in my life. You know what I'm saying?
When I was a little dude,
Yeah.
my father took me one time. He didn't live with us. And we went to this field, and the kids were out there playing football. I'm like, yo, I'm going to get to play football. You see a bunch of kids, I'm ready to jump out the car. I'm hyped. I'm like a dog in the back seat bouncing.
Right.
He comes back, get in the car. I'm like, we playing football? He said, what are you talking about? I just came to pick up something. And we left.
Right.
It's a kid. It happened. Boom. I've been disappointed.
Right.
It's gone. Fast forward. My son is 5 or he's 6. Time for pop water football. The Raiders is the #1 football team in Boston for generations.
Right.
I take my son to the same park where my father took me by accident,
Right.
but to play. He gets out the car. I introduce him to the coaches. They put him on the field. I'm the type of dad, I'm here. I park the car. I'm sitting in the car. I'm here for the whole practice. My son ain't doing nothing without me present.
Facts.
And I'm sitting in the car, then it hit me. This is the same park that my father brought me to. This is the same team that I wanted to try out for.
Yeah.
Then I said, and this is all he had to do,
Facts.
was just, he didn't have to wait in the car.
He just dropped me
Because I'm
off.
watching most fathers drop their kids, or moms drop their kid and leave, or kids walk.
Right.
I'm like, all he had to do
Right.
was drop me off,
Right.
get that dude $20,
Right.
and it was over.
I'm good.
And I could have been an NFL linebacker.
Facts.
And then the craziest part is I lived about 8 minutes from the park, so I could have literally walked to the park on my own. All he had to do was drop me off. I literally told my son after that first practice, get in the car, let's go. We never went back to that field. I signed him up for a different team because I couldn't take the trauma of sitting in that parking lot every day.
That's heavy.
I didn't. His dad, why he switched teams? Don't worry about it.
That's heavy.
We switched teams.
That's heavy.
Because I couldn't sit in that parking lot
That's
every
heavy.
day.
Yeah.
Knowing that my father should have been sitting there for me.
Yeah. I often tell my daughter mama that I need my daughter more than she need me.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my
Purpose.
That's it. Like, that keep me, like, that makes me go harder in my business. It makes me go harder in investing because I always want her to know that, yo, my daddy got me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm and even that type of energy helps her walk through life more confident.
Oh, she walks in the room.
Yeah.
She like,
Yeah.
my son no fear.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
he's like, I didn't see the toughest guy in America.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing coming.
Yeah. So, that was,
How old is your daughter now?
So she 5, man. So, man, yeah, she just made 5, man. I cried, man, because I was able to fly her and her mama, and they flew them to Orlando. We rented this huge mansion, and I got Mickey Mouse to come, Minnie Mouse to come.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and
You went all in.
Yeah, I went all in, man. She was 5. I'm like, I'm going all in. Like, and we had a private chef for 6 days, 3 meals a day.
It was for her, but for you, her.
Yeah, 100%. And so I travel with my daughter a lot. And what I did with that was I wanted her whole family to just experience. Like, one of the things I enjoy doing is going back to where I know people won't get exposed to some things, and I let my success help them get exposed to certain things.
So I got to ask you. You start out, mom shot twice and goes to the penitentiary.
Yes.
Anyone in those 3 is bad.
Yes.
It's enough to cripple somebody.
Yes.
So what is the mindset when you're 10, 12, 13, living in bandos. What's your mind? My mindset used to be, yours is 10. I used to watch my mom get beat. So
Right.
my thing is, if mom can be hit, anybody can be hit. When kids came at us, nobody helped us. So I'm going to protect myself. When my dad left, he quit, I can quit. So I can hit anybody, I'm going to dominate, and I can quit. Was my mindset based on what I experienced. What was yours?
Survival. I felt like nobody had me, so I got to get myself. So I felt like, and I'm not blaming my family.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Yeah, it just is what it is. Like, I don't have no hard feelings. I love my family right now, and it's just survival. Like, I feel like I was all I had. So, all right, cool. Like, that's what it is. We ain't got time to cry about it. We ain't got time to be mad about it. We got to survive, yo. Like, there's only one or two things you're going to do. You're going to survive or you're going to lay down.
For sure.
Right? And I saw my mama getting busy. She ain't never lay down. All right, cool. This is what we doing then. And then everybody around me. So, you know, I was just learning from, like I said, just learning from the OGs. And some people may be like, they shouldn't have taught you that, but they only teach me what they know.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they teach me what they know how to do. And I can say the OGs who raised me really gave me game. Like, don't do drugs. Like, that's the type of time they was on. Like, don't do drugs. You don't want to be, like, you would rather be the drug dealer than the drug user.
For sure.
You would rather be the shooter than the one getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was, all right, cool. That's what it is then. Like,
They taught you the
they
lessons.
taught me that, like, if you in the streets and you doing something, like working people, off limits.
We have this thing about recidivism. People go to jail. They get out, they go back. So you went to the penitentiary. When you got out, did you go back?
Yeah.
Why?
Back in the streets. Nah, I didn't go back because I was fortunate to have enough money to fight the charges.
But I mean, you caught a new case.
I caught 2 more new cases.
But you went to the penitentiary. You learned whatever the Department of Corrections, the Federal Bureau of Prisons teaches people in their correctional facilities. You came out after a dime. Why would you commit another crime if you had all that correction in your life?
Because I ain't learned nothing in prison but how to be a better criminal.
So,
They ain't teach me nothing in prison.
there was no correction?
No. Actually, the only thing I did learn in prison, like, financially wise, I got introduced to the stock market in prison.
Okay.
So I was early on, maybe like 19. This white guy saw me, man, and he was just like, I had just got in a fight with 2 of my homeboys. So I'm in a cell. They put me in a cell with the white guy, and he was, I don't know, it must have just like rubbed his spirit wrong. Probably the first time he realized every black people in his life. You know what I mean?
I've had that happen.
And he told me something that was like, certain things like you remember, you'll never forget them. This is one of them. He was like, I'm in here for embezzlement, $2.8 million. I paid restitution at $800,000. I kept $2 million. I'm doing 18 months. He was like, look, so I had a red band on. So a red band in New Orleans means violent crime, attempt murder, armed robbery, carjacking, kidnapping, something like that. So he says, you got a red band on. So it's a good chance you facing somewhere between life, 99, or something like that.
You about to get smoked.
You about to lay down. And I was facing 0 to 99 on robbery and up to, I think, 50 or something on the attempt murder charge.
Right.
So he was like, if you get convicted on any of that, the minimum you'll do is 10 years. He was like, how old are you? At that time, I had just made 17. He was like, bro, like, nothing you did was worth giving them that much of your time. He was like, how much money you got from it? I ain't had nothing near $2 million.
Nothing there.
I probably couldn't even spell $2 million at the time.
We know that was a term. We know that was a term.
Yeah. What?
We talk about going to the club and showing out,
That's
but
a
nobody
fact.
we think about $2 million.
Nah, so I was like, I'm like, man, you ain't no $2 million. So so this time it's like 1999. So this is before social media, right? So one thing dudes do in prison all the time
Have their
is
cases.
they keep their cases and they keep their pictures. So he shows me the case. So I'm looking at it, and he had a red and white band, so that let me know he in the feds. He waiting to get shipped. And then he started showing me pictures of like him traveling with his family, boats, yachts. I'm like, damn, that's some stuff I see on TV.
Right.
And then one of the things that stuck out to me was, I always say this, is he was sitting outside in like a pond, and it had steam coming from it, and it had mountains behind it. And I later found out that was the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. And I always said I want to go there. And he was like, yo, like, while you're doing that 10 years,
I'll be there.
I'll be here. I'll even do this again if I wanted to, and I can only get 5 years. And off that 5, I'll only do 3.5. You'll still be doing that 10.
from the first case with no money.
Yo, that like shook
It
my
hurt you.
spirit.
That
Like
hurt.
he woke me up with that. You know what I'm saying? So he just told me some other things like stocks. If you want to learn how to build wealth, learn stocks, learn real estate, and start a business. And he said wealthy people stop trading time for money. They start making their money work for them. And they learn how to give ultimate value to people. Because the more value you give people, two things will happen. One, you'll make a lot of money. And two, the people who you give value to will always keep you wealthy. And not just in the money sense, but through their acts. They'll keep you out. They'll make you. And so that just like stuck with me. And so my whole 10-year bid, I just started learning, about the stock market. But when it came to prison, man, prison didn't really teach me nothing. I was around a bunch of I'm around a bunch of criminals who are analyzing their mistakes and saying, this is how I be better at what I did to get in here.
I'm gonna do crime better next time.
I'm gonna do it better next time. So I came home like I'm still a sponge at that age, right? So and it's crazy because even in prison at that age, you'll hear people say stuff like, "Oh, I could do another 10 years. That's easy.
Yeah.
I could do another 15.
I got another dime in me.
I got another dime in me." And it's crazy because I adapted the dumb terminology. I'm like, yo, I'm 16. I go home 25.
I can do another one.
I could do another 10, easy.
Easy.
You know what I'm
got
saying?
it.
Like, that's what prison teach you.
For sure.
To not value your life or your time.
So you came home. You got blessed with knowledge. You came home, but you said you caught more cases.
Yeah.
I'm confused. You're a highly intelligent individual.
Facts.
So how did you go from all that knowledge but no application?
Environment was pivotal. I came home with the knowledge, but I went back to the same environment. And so now it's crazy the way it sounds, but being the most intelligent person in the hood don't get you nowhere.
Yeah, it do. In
Well-
prison with the rest of people.
Well, yeah, right? And so
You be the smartest dude on the bus.
in like as I got older, I realized how foolish it was.
You get out,
Yeah.
you beat both charges.
Yes.
The one you volunteered for being a
Yes.
good soldier.
Yes.
And the one that you caught for this being still on the street. So
Yes.
you finally activated the stocks.
No. I started robbing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I can't hustle no more. I'm too hot. My connect don't really want to rock me no more. Not because I'm not good or he think I'm a rat or nothing like that, but you hot.
You hot.
You hot.
You suspect.
You hot. You know what I'm saying?
So-
And even though I'm stand up, like my paperwork good, you just hot right now. Like they itching to hit you now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, we just got to get it how we live then. So we start robbing, and then me and my homie, we almost got killed. And I was like, all right, like we hit a couple licks, like we hit some bread, and I was like, all right, this ain't it, bro. Like something got to change.
I was a stick-up kid. It's a whole different business.
Yeah, it's a whole different game.
Whole
and I was
different
getting-
business.
and I was
Different
like,
mindset.
Yeah, I was on it. Like in that moment, I was like, yo, it's whatever. Like I'm just.
No, you was wide open, but that wasn't your hustle.
Nah, that wasn't my thing. So I was like, the dope part about it was the OGs when I was young had already put me. I had done this shit when I was young, right? So it was already in my brain. So that was my last resort. So all right, again, I gotta survive. You dig? So I'm like, all right, cool, that's it. And I know a lot of people might feel like, well, why you don't just go get a job? Well,
Job.
at that time I was like, this ain't it. Like working ain't it. But I got introduced what's called iron working. So I was building stadiums. I started building stadiums and power plants. That's what saved my life, man.
You got a construction job.
Yep. So once I stopped, like once me and my partner almost got killed, and I was like, yo, I'm good. Like I'm good. And he wound up dying from sickle cell. I was like, man, I'm good, bro. Like I'm done. And like my life, like something just happened to me. And I just went home. I never forget. I went home and I was like, all right, God, like, man, what you want me to do, man? Like, all I know how to do is hustle, yo. Like, what you want me to do? Like, you keep showing me these signs. You keep letting me go. I'm not going to keep winning like this. I ain't got no rabbit foot or no leprechaun in my pocket. Like, what you want me to do? And something came to my head that said, you playing the wrong game.
Oh, boy.
It just hit me like a ton. I was like, oh, snap. All right. In 2013, 2014, I just started taking it serious. Like, all right, let me just get back on it. So I started reading. I started, looking at CNBC again. I started like looking at everything I could about investing so I could like re-spark my mind again to it. And then I made a conscious decision. So I was blessed again. I was making $1,000, $2,000 a week doing iron work, but I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I started saving 60, 70% of my money. Like, all right, this is what we gonna do then. you know, not trying to teach nobody or nothing. Just, all right, let me just start investing my money then. Let me start investing my money then. Let me start investing my money then. And then it just hit me different. Like damn, like I could really do this. Like, yo, all right, like this is what it is. And so it started making sense to me, like telling my homies in the street, like, yo, we got Apple phones, but we don't own that. Like, we can own a stock in Apple, yo, like we can. And so, you know, they wasn't really feeling
hearing it.
I'm like, bro, we wear Timberlands and Dickies all the time, bro. Like, it's a company called VFC Corp. They own Timberlands, they own Dickies, they own Vans, they all own the shit we wear every day, all day. Like, we can own it. Like, we wear Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Gucci all the time. Y'all drink Hennessy all the time. All that's on the stock market, bro. Like, we can own that. And so, you know, like in the hood, you like,
you're a weirdo right now.
what are you talking about?
You're a weirdo.
Like, bro, what the hell you talking about?
Dude flipped out.
Here
come the bullshit.
He done flipped. He tripping, you hear me? Like, so I'm like, nah, yo, like, and so now every time they would see me, that was the conversation. You know, and in my mind, if I can just show you something else to do with your money. So I remember the most dangerous conversation I had with my homies that really helped them get it was like, yo, check this out. If you go to prison, which is gonna happen,
sooner or later,
when you come home, you don't got nothing. So what if you took the money that you invested in, and the money you was spending, put it in the stock market?
It'll be there when you get back.
It'll be there when you get back ×2. And then immediately it was like, damn, that makes sense.
Because if I'm gonna leave it in the house, my girl gonna spend it, my mom gonna spend it.
We done all been there.
Somebody gonna spend it.
You done all been there.
Somebody going to Jamaica.
Somebody going. Somebody taking trips. You did.
My sister went to Jamaica with my money a few times. Shout out to my sister.
And so you that was that aha moment. And
it made sense to them.
It made sense. Like, and that's the thing, like, you gotta make it make sense. You gotta make the game winnable. Nobody's made the game winnable for us. And so I was like, all right. And so another conversation I had was, yo, like, we don't even got life insurance, bro. But check this out. If you put your money in the stock market and you make your kids the beneficiary, you now give them something. At least you've given them something.
Right.
If you go do a bid and you can't come home, at least you've given them something. And like that started making it make sense to everybody I knew. Cause now that was a tangible situation.
Speaking in their vernacular.
You feel me? It was like, damn. I can see that.
I know when my dad was in jail, we was struggling.
Right.
Now you're talking about when I go to jail,
right,
my kids ain't got to struggle.
They ain't got to struggle.
There was this part of the life that your kids struggle when you win.
You do for them while you here.
The best, and they got to make it while you gone.
And after you gone, because inevitably you know that's a reality.
All day.
Like, that's what it is. You just wait your turn. You know what I'm saying? So, like, those two conversations I had with my homies, like, that let it sink in for them. And I didn't have kids at the time, but that made it sink in for me even more so, because I started saying, yo, like, these white folks rich off this. God damn, they rich off this. Like, I would see these, you know, Warren Buffett and them, like, how they making all this money like this, man? Like, because in my mind, I used to think you can't get money if you ain't doing something illegal.
For sure.
So that was a game changer for me.
So when you started over, you finally hit it, you're doing the iron work, you're legit, you got a plan, and the strongest thing, you teaching the homies how to come out of it, which ain't easy conversations.
Hell no.
Have those.
Hell no.
I mean, it's like you damn near got to fight.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to fight that through.
Yeah.
You gotta fight that because they
gonna test you. They want like, you really on it or not.
Yeah, they gonna be like, man, don't make me punch you in the mouth, man. Get that shit about it.
Yeah, get it out my face, man. Yeah.
But now you started over. So let's go back to the dude who's sitting in the cell, and he just got to fight with his homies. What advice would you give him?
Whew, that's heavy. That's heavy. Be patient. Be patient. One of the things that I have learned that benefited me most in life was be patient. Because what happens is we're often only taught to look at today. So every move that we make is based on what we'll get today, not understanding that tomorrow
is coming.
It's coming. And so if you don't prepare for tomorrow, today, when tomorrow get here, you're still in survival mode. One of the things that helped me was learning how to read.
What do you mean learning how to read?
Learning how to read.
You didn't read well when you went in?
It's a difference between just saying words on a paper and learning how to read.
Comprehension versus
reciting. So what happened to me in prison that really, and this after dude gone, right? This me, because what happens is after I get exposed to, I still got to now start taking action. one of the things that helped me in prison the most was being able to sit my tail still and read. Reading opened me up to something that was so different and I wasn't used to. Reading painted a picture of what I felt like life could be.
What did it cost you to learn how to read and sit still? There's a price to everything.
Yeah.
What was the cost to learn how to read and sit still?
A few things happened. And here's the thing about that cost. Like you said, nothing is free, right?
Everything comes with a price, especially in the hood or the penitentiary.
What I will say is it saved me more than it cost me.
What did it save you from?
A lot of bullshit. So in prison, it's easy to get in bullshit. Like I've been stabbed in prison and everything. Stabbed in my back and stabbed in my arm. Got hit in the face with a lock. That's why my teeth pushed back at the bottom. Got a cut in my eye. Had to get 14 stitches. What happened was, it's easy to get into shit in prison.
A little bit.
Right? Because you never know what the next man got going on.
Everybody got living on psycho status.
That's a fact. So what happens is, if my homie won't get into some shit, just because he my homie, I'm going to get into that shit with him. And I don't even got to know the motive behind what he getting into it.
Motive is he went,
he won't, I'm gone. I'm going to ask you about it while we in the hole.
Yeah, what was that about?
What that was about, fam? Oh, man, yeah, man, I had a bad day, man. I got a letter that. What? Man, we just got added 18 months of my time because of that?
Yeah.
Okay, we here.
Let's go.
What happened with reading was, and this was real talk, I ain't want to break what I was, like, I ain't want to get into the shit. Like, once I started reading, I was like, and I remember Rich Dad, Poor Dad was one of the books I got into early. And he told me something in that book where he said, savers are losers. Savers are losers.
Money under the mattress is for suckers.
And I was like, what is he talking, like, brown paper bag money, yo? What you talking about?
Duffel bag money.
And he went to talking about, like, how the game is played. And he went to talk, and again, that registered with me again. And another book about, it was how the poor is a disadvantage. He went to saying stuff like that. He went to speaking poor and wealthy. And these were words that I only associated with poor. I never associated with wealthy. And so reading them books, it wasn't a book that taught me about wealth. It was a book that shifted my mind. But them financial literacy books changed, like, the trajectory of how I started seeing money and how I started thinking.
So how are you doing now? So, okay, you came home, you did the iron work. I'm saying I know the Wall Street Trapper brand, the world knows it.
Facts.
I'm saying the trap is in the building.
You did.
So what would you say your financial status is now? You're saying,
what do you mean?
Without getting we don't want the hyenas hunting you down.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Bentley truck outside?
Nah, we Uber today. That's how humble I keep it.
You just close to the building.
Stop. I Uber, man.
You Uber for humble, or you Uber because you was close?
On a humble. Okay. I keep myself humble.
I remember when I saw you with you saying it was the Bentley truck.
Yeah, I got the 2021 Bentley truck. You keep saying it, God damn.
Yeah, bro. You got it. Yeah. Listen, I'm about to pull my car out and let me go ride out with Trap.
Yeah. Nah, I keep myself humble, man. Like, I'll go by my grade and sleep on the sofa still. I never forget where I came from. Like, no matter how much success I get, man, I still don't do a lot of things that people do. And I don't have nothing against nobody else. I just know that I still got too many people I got to save. And for me, you only one post or whatever away from becoming dinner.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Right? That's it. Like, because people still starving out here. So for me, I'm always in a place where I want to help those who still starving. So now I don't know, people say ain't no honor amongst these, but
yes, there is.
There is, yo.
Oh, yes, there is.
Like, people know who came back and, like, put them on game, who helped them, who turned their mindset around. So that's always
some people
my
can
thing.
come through. Some people need to stay away.
That's a fact.
I'm saying, but you said there are people I have to save. Mm-hmm. Who are those people, and what does saving them look like?
So they're the people that come from where I come from, like the dude who's still on the block who don't.
Are you only doing New Orleans?
I'm everywhere.
But I'm saying, but people thinking, oh, you said New Orleans.
No,
so
you
said people where I come from. Yeah. No, so you have to define where I come from.
So when I mean where I come from, I mean who come from the hood, who come from the streets, who America always talk over but make the most money off. right? And when I say make the money off, I mean they making money off us being consumers. They making money off us being in prison. They making money off us being on welfare. They making money off every which way. So I still want to go back and show the people where I come from, not just New Orleans, in any hood, because the language and the struggle is the same in every hood.
Right.
Right? I want to show them, yo, you don't got to depend on the government. Let me show you how investing can change your life. Let me show you how ownership is the most powerful tool you can have. Let me show you how to own your 24 hours, right? Because here's the thing. Money is leverage. Time is the real power. We use money to buy time. We use time to make more money so we can buy more time. So I know you be like, hold up, Trap, say that shit again?
Say it again.
So what happens is we often talk to work for money. The only way we can make money is by selling our time. So now they make us say, yo, my time is worth this much. My time is worth $8, 15 hours, $24. When I was in prison, my time was worth, you know what I'm saying, 25 cents, right? So what happens is the one argument, the one complaint that the average person in the world has, I ain't got enough time. Dre, Trap, I need you. Damn, Dre, man, I ain't got enough time right now. I'm going to get you back. Man, I'm rushing. Why you rushing to work? Because I got up late. Why you got up late? I overslept. Why you overslept? I was tired. I ain't got enough time. You got to bring your kid to school. You got to bring your kid to nursery, but you rushing. Why? You ain't got enough time. You got to leave vacation early. Why? You ain't got enough time because you won't go back to work to make more money. So you essentially, we've taught to sell our time.
Correct.
Right? So what I'm teaching people how to do is let's buy back our time. So we buy back our time with each investment we make, because as long as the investment is making money for us, that's something we don't have to work for. Mindset. Feel me? Mindset. I remember buying 200 shares of AT&T, and 4 times a year that AT&T stock from them dividends would pay my AT&T phone bill. So now that's 4 times a year that I don't have to worry about paying a phone bill. So now I can take that phone bill money that I was going to spend on a phone bill and put that in another investment and make that investment now pay my light bill. So now 4 times a year, that's 8 different bills I don't have to pay. Those investments paid that for me. So now I can take that money from them 8 bills and put it in another investment that can now buy back some more of my time.
Pay your rent. And for long, you ain't got to leave the house.
Essentially, the goal now is to have your own 24 hours. So if I can own my whole 24 hours, I can now learn how to live instead of exist.
And survival's out the window.
Once I start learning how to survive, I can start playing offense in life. If I can start playing offense in life, I can start achieving all kind of shit. We play defense so much, like we always letting life attack us. We always letting life punch us in the face. We always letting life dictate how we spend our money. So now we search for them moments to have this gratification for, you know what, I might be in debt, but let me go buy these $600 shoes to make me feel good because all I'm doing is working.
Right.
All right, cool, they feel good on my feet. Yeah. Let me go take this trip that I really can't afford, but I need something to make me feel alive because all I'm doing is working.
I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
When I came home from prison, started programs. I went from prison, parole office, youth center. 90 minutes after I got out, I did my first group, young black boys, and told them they going to jail not because they black, not because they smoke weed, but somebody let them down and hurt their feelings, and they act out at 9 and 10, and it's cute. 13 and 14 is criminal. It's your untapped and unhealed trauma. Then I started working with the girls. They said, Dre, come talk to the girls. Let me talk to the girls. So I started going to the girls' units. Molestation, domestic violence, drama, fatherlessness, mom's boyfriend pushing up on them, and mom choosing him, the whole drive. So now I'm teaching young girls, black girls, how to be. And for the first 3 years, dude, listen, I own the city of Boston. I got every award. I'm in the White House. I'm in Congress. I'm with Janet Reno. I'm with George. I'm there. I got, you name it, the mayor calling me on a regular. Yo, I know everybody in the city. Everybody know me. Ted Kennedy gave me $2.5 million 10 months after I walked out of jail. Said, yo, you that dude. I'm like, all right, cool. So I sat down with a lady. She did an assessment of my program. She said, Andre, you're really good. I said, no, I'm the best in the city. Let's get this right. I am the thing that Cure Violence built this program off of. I created Violence Interrupters. I created Ex-Offenders-Led Movement. I was at the table for White House policy, faith-based editions. I'm like, oh, I'm that dude. And I work all day, 20 hours a day. And she said, well, you're denying kids. How would you feel if I told you you were denying kids?
Nah, that's going to make you change everything.
But right now you're denying kids. You, Wall Street.
You think?
You are, oh yeah, 100%. You, same conversation,
How?
somebody else sitting in the seat.
How?
You're denying kids because the kids are white and their parents want to pay you.
but
Ain't no buts.
Nah, let me say this. So in my program right now, there's always a rebuttal to this, right?
I'm listening.
In my program right now, parents who have kids, I now have 10, 11, and 12-year-olds who break down stocks.
Right.
So I'm not denying.
Are you actively marketing to?
Okay. I see the point here.
No, I didn't hear the answer.
No, I'm not actively marketing to kids right
No.
now. Right.
No, not kids.
Right.
I was sitting in that seat in 2003. The lady said to me, "You're denying kids because they're white and their parents want to pay you." And I said, "White kids ain't got no problems. This is their country."
Not about to say that. Yeah, I was about to say
that. That was my
mind,
response.
I was about to say that.
I'm like, I can show you struggle.
Right.
I can show you people on the block doing all kinds of stuff, struggling and surviving. Then I went to a white school. You know what I saw?
Same thing.
They do drugs at the white school.
Same thing.
They drink at the white school.
Same thing.
They got bullies at the white school. And I just went down the list. And I was like, well, this is what I said. Because I'm stuck on, I'm right, they're wrong. I said,
Right.
well, y'all got dads.
Right.
You know what they told me? You mean the guy that sleeps upstairs?
Yep.
That ain't my dad. He don't come to none of my games. He don't know none of my friends. He's away on trips like 3 or 4 weeks out of the month. And he's always on his cell phone. He never talks to us. We call him the guy that sleeps upstairs. I was like, they ain't even got dads.
Right.
They're struggling in a nicer building. Instead of going to the liquor store, they go to the liquor cabinet. Instead of going to the drug spot, they go to the medicine cabinet. It's all there. Easy access. So when I walked out of that
That's
school,
facts.
I said, never again will I deny people based on my ignorance.
That's facts. And I can't argue with that at all.
Is this a thought?
Nah, that's real talk. I think, and it's not to justify it. I think for me, it was just, I was only teaching to what I related to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You teach
Like,
girls?
Yeah.
You relate to girls?
Yeah.
You're a boy.
Yeah, but I grew up in a house full of women. So
I heard that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean,
I get it.
I used to
I get
think
it.
I couldn't teach
Yeah.
other cultures
And I feel
because
like that. Yeah, I feel like that.
until somebody challenged me to go try it.
So try it.
Then I went and know what I found out?
They relate too.
Trauma is trauma.
Trauma is trauma. I actually have some white men in my program, and they rocking me hard. Like every time we do a live, they got the stuff on. They be like, "Trap, we rocking, Trap," and I rock with them the long way.
You know why?
Yeah.
They suffered too. And this is
Yeah.
the thing about being
That's
white
real
and
talk.
suffering in America. Nobody wants to hear you. You don't have you can't be white in America and sit up on a soapbox and talk about how suffering you're doing and how bad it is. That's why poor white folks got a problem with the term white privilege. They take it to mean that they weren't poor and they weren't hungry. They don't understand this being white gives you a benefit. That's what we're talking about. You say white privilege to poor white folks? I grew up in a trailer park. When you mean white privilege, I
Right.
was struggling and my mama this and we was in it. I'm like, they don't understand white privilege as we're presenting it. They're like, nah, I was poorer than you.
The best thing somebody can ever do is find something to go all in on, and 2, move away from their hometown. Because what happens is, when you move away from your hometown, you now get out of your comfort zone. You can't depend on, well, I know I can go holler at Dre. He gonna give me.
He got my
like
back.
You all on you. That was one of the things that helped me so much in my journey. I got away from New Orleans. I moved to Atlanta. 2015. After I got found out guilty, I'm all I got. You gonna figure it out. It's win or win. There is no plan B. I'm gonna burn the bridge.
You just said my circle. So you built a new circle or you got the old homies with you?
Nah. So what happened was I had to introduce myself to new people so I could introduce myself to new ideas. New people present new ideas that start making you think other things are possible. Right? I met a homie who showed me he made $1 million in a month. So now I'll say I need to learn how to make $1 million in a month. Right? Before it was like, yo, I want to get $1 million. And then you meet
Now it's
somebody.
$1 million in 30 days.
So now you meet somebody who say, well, I did $1 million. I could do $1 million every 30 days. Whoa. Let me learn that skill. How I do that? You can't get that to the homies in the hood because the only way they know how to get $1 million, if
We
they
don't
know how
wanna
to
talk
get $1
about it.
million,
We can't say that.
be facts.
My goal, it all lines up with yours and everybody else that comes through here is we want to help people be better. what I'm saying? That's the baseline. And men, women, older folks, younger folks, people struggling, and people who have but are struggling, you're saying, mentally. We want to see everybody do better. And that's one of my goals, is to help people think broader. I don't need you to rush out and go save suburbia,
Right.
but just have the concept of everybody. Because the broader you go, the broader you are.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So in closing, I'm going to die one day. That's what I've been told. Somehow, some way, I exit this planet. And I came to understand that because when my grandmother passed, she planned her own funeral. She had cancer. They told her she can have an operation. She was like, I'm good. My kids are good. It's been a great life. I'm 85. I'm not doing all these extra surgeries, and I can't live how I want to live. She liked to smoke and drink. They told her she couldn't smoke no more. She's like, this is a wrap. I've been smoking for 100 years. So she planned her own funeral. From the service, she had the pastor come by. She talked to the dude who put the dirt on the ground, everything. It was just a lesson. So now I'm like, okay, Nana, I got the lesson. So I'm going to go. I'm planning mine. I'm being intentional about my transition. There's going to be a gravestone in the yard someplace, or plaque. And I'm saying what's going to go on it. My kid or my friends aren't going to determine my eternal words. So right now, on the bottom of my gravestone, it's going to say Henry Norman, 1967 to 2000 and whatever. It's going to say Harvard Fellow, because I did that. It's going to say Honorable Son. And I'm working on my next thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say eradicate slavery in the form of mass incarceration. So what are going to be the things that you want etched on yours? Never thought of it?
Nah, I don't know. One is because I got tired of thinking about debt.
Okay.
Right? I got tired of thinking about debt in my life, so I never really, I know I got a will, we got a trust put together, but I never thought about the headstone part. Maybe it'd be something I think about.
Yeah.
Right? But I never, I thought about debt for so long, all I think about is living.
I think like Barack's going to say, first black president.
First black president.
That's on it. I mean, I don't think he gave it a whole bunch of thought.
Yeah.
He's not sitting around having meetings about this.
Right.
Mike, Evander Holyfield, 3-time champ.
Right.
Muhammad Ali, the greatest.
I don't know.
That's all. Muhammad Ali just seems to say the greatest.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're sitting around like with a bunch of you saying scribes trying to go deep. I mean, I didn't sit on. It's just
culture shifter.
So I want you to ponder, go deep on the depth thing.
Shifter.
You
I feel like what I'm teaching and what I'm educating is, every day I get it. Every day I see people just Trap, man, you changed my life. Man, Trap, I'm about to get up the streets because of you. Trap, man.
Lifesaver?
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's even though saving somebody's life is it, but what happens when you save a whole family?
Got you.
You feel me? If I save one man's life, that's good. But me saving his life, did I now change his kid's life? Did I now change his kid's life? Right? So you shifted a whole family. You shifted a whole dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
You can do that.
Yeah, of course, man.
How does it feel to be able to do that?
Man, that's worth more than money.
Could you see that back when you was...
I ain't see it 2 years ago.
You didn't see that?
Nah, man. God still... That's why I say, God still... he still peeling my onion back, man.
So, if I can go get that 9-year-old boy who was sitting on the porch when his mom got shot, and how could you explain to him who you're going to be now?
Man, I don't even know, man. I often think about that.
He's sitting there lost.
Yeah, he don't know.
He on the ground. He ain't even on the porch.
Yeah.
He on the ground because he heard
ducking.
shots. He know protocol.
He ducking.
So mom on the ground, he on the ground, and you're trying to tell him that 30 years from now, you're going to be a culture shifter. You're going to break generational curses and change dynamics of families for centuries to come.
Yeah.
How do you explain that to him, Mr. Motivational Speaker?
I'm not. That's the thing.
Well, this is your time to practice.
I think I would just tell him, greatness is ahead of you. I would just tell him greatness is ahead of you. Don't fear nothing that you're about to face. Don't fear it. Walk into it. And because here's the thing. Every mistake I made was I needed them. People ask me often, would you still shoot that dude? I'll be like, hell yeah. Because I needed that to get me here. I needed it. Would you still be homeless? I needed that. Every mistake I made on a journey, it cost me. But what it gave me, I wouldn't be here without it. When I saw my mama OD before. Yeah, so like I would tell him like, don't fear it. Like what you got greatness ahead of you. Don't fear it. Don't be scared of nothing. Be fearless in your approach to life. And I know that may sound like yo, like you gotta give. Sometimes if we keep it simple, like yo, don't fear it. Cause I went through a lot of shit scared. I was homeless, 13 years old. Yo, I was petrified. When I went to prison at 16, I was petrified. I ain't never been in those. When I've been in my first shootout, petrified. When I got shot, petrified. When I got stabbed, petrified.
What about when when 80 people lining up to see you and 8 of them crying?
I was scared. Because in my mind,
what was you scared of?
I was like, yo, they really talking to me. Like they saying I changed their life. All I'm doing is telling my story. I'm telling you about the lessons that I learned on my journey, and it's impacting you in this way. You know how hard it is to get a grown man to cry?
Yeah. I actually do it for a living.
You feel me? So for
you.
me, I would tell that younger version of me like, yo, like, be fearless. Don't be scared of it. Like, in everything that's supposed to happen is going to happen. And that's me having hindsight. Right? That's me having hindsight. That's me looking back saying, damn, I remember sleeping in that car being scared because I didn't know where the next meal was going to come from. That's me sleeping in a crack house scared because I don't know if they're going to take the shoes off my feet. I don't know what's about to go on in here. That's me walking into prison like, yo, this is real.
Yeah.
It's a grown-ass man sitting across. I'm sleeping in a cell with 4 grown-ass men. Petrified. And still just having to, like, man up through that. Like, yo, this part of the game.
Was it man up or was it grace?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both because even with God's grace, you still got to stand up.
You still got to go through God has special rooms in Angola.
Yeah, you still got to go through it. So I would tell him that, man. Like, you know, it ain't nothing scientific. It ain't nothing. I would just tell him that. And, you know, I'm not the motivational speaker. I just keep it 100. I would just say, man, be fearless and embrace all that shit. Embrace everything that's coming to you because on the back side of that, bro, you're going to be so phenomenal. And even at 38 right now, I'm just scratching the surface.
Yeah, I'm 53.
Yeah. So
there's room.
Definitely.
You got a whole bunch more room.
Definitely.
So, bro, I want to thank you for coming out.
Man, I appreciate you.
And Secure Technologies, man, has put together this platform for us to reach back inside and to reach out globally. You know what I'm saying? Just create content for us. You know what I'm saying? Us is 2.2 million. Then the us is the 75 million our relatives and loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And the us is the other 50 million people who are connected to us, man, via employment or just neighborhood who just there. So this is a 150 million person tribe.
It's heavy. It's an honor for me to be here, man. I'm glad you invited me, man.
I appreciate you coming through, man.
For sure.
Second Acts is going to keep building, keep growing. And I keep telling them, everybody that comes through this door is his own show. I'm just blessed that you started your show here.
Appreciate you, King. Appreciate you.
All right. Peace.
Yep.